What's up, people? Welcome to episode 9 of the Minecraft Survival Let's Play series. And last episode, we built up this awesome factory-style building. Now, for those of you guys that weren't here, this building is mainly for our storage room, and I actually decided to turn this into a little bit of a bedroom up here. It's not much. We only have a few paintings hung, which is way too many paintings, to be honest. 4 paintings is just too much for this small of a room. We have our little bed and a goodies chest under it that has nothing in it, but it looks like I gotta sleep real quick. Now, I have some good news and I have some bad news, and the good news is that I got a brand new mic. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you would already know that. I decided to get a Blue Yeti, and I got a pop filter and a boom arm, and I'm super excited about that one. Hopefully the audio quality is going to be a lot better. But the bad news is that when I went to start recording this episode, I forgot to set up this mic properly, and it was muted when I was recording all the clips, and I built up this villager breeder, and I'm super sorry, guys, that I don't have any clips of this, really. I mean, they're pretty boring clips. It's me just jumping around with no audio whatsoever. But I am stoked to have this thing all finished up, and I'll kind of give you guys a little overview of what it is. So what it is it's a villager breeder, and it's Logical Geek Boy's design, so go check out his channel if you guys want to see this. I'll actually put the link in the description down below. But yeah, definitely the best villager breeder in my opinion for the size of it. Pretty simple. The villagers just breed right here from a farmer villager, and then if we run over here, there's a little staircase, and down this super unfinished staircase we have a little spot where villagers will actually come by. And if we grab this minecart, let's pick this guy up real quick, and how it works is you just put a minecart in here, and when you hit it, it shoots out, and right on that corner it'll pick up villagers and put them in here. So it should work pretty perfectly, but we still have yet to have any baby villagers. But once again, I'm super sorry that there's going to be no clips of this in the video for today's episode. Super bummed about that, and next time I will make sure I do not mute my mic and I properly set it up. But with that being said, I think I should get a few of my Minecraft chores finished up real quick before we really jump in today's episode, and that's going to start with this new automatic sugarcane farm we have. And guys, check out how satisfying this is. Look at this right here. Look how awesome that is. That's a little loud for me. I don't know if it's that loud for you guys right now, but yeah, we are going to get like 8 stacks of sugarcane probably out of this guy, maybe even more than that. And this thing is really starting to fill up the chest. Like, this is probably only 4 or 5 harvests in, and I'm not really leaving it on just because it is a little laggy and it's pretty loud. So I kind of just every once in a while I'll come by and hit the switch, and then I actually got to come back over here and turn it off real quick. So that should work right there. Yep, that should work. And yeah, we're probably gonna get like 12 stacks out of that, but I also got to collect up the potato farm and the wheat farm and the carrot and beetroot farm real quick. So I got all my chores all finished up, and I've just been doing a little bit of terraforming kind of around this area because I want to get a new building built up. And what this building is going to hold is mainly going to be a map room, but I'm also thinking if we do a little archery range kind of off to the back here, just to add a little bit more to this area. We're also going to be sticking with kind of the same industrial look here. Instead of using brick and granite for the whole building, we're actually going to be using stone brick and mossy stone brick, and then we might include some brick maybe in the roof or on the second floor is what I'm thinking right now. But to start this off, I think we should get a rough outline of how big we want the building to be, because it does have to be on the bigger side, but I don't want it any bigger than this guy. And the reason it has to be on the bigger side is that this whole area takes up a 3x3 area of maps. So you got to think, we got to have multiple 3x3 areas kind of throughout this building. So we got to kind of design it around the maps. Honestly, just give me a break here. I got a brand new mic, and I forgot to mention the fact that the building we're going to be building here is going to be a map room, and you guys will see that later in today's episode. So to start this off, we're going to be using kind of the same walls in the corners just to give the building a little bit more roundness to it. It's not as sharp of an edge, which looks really nice right there, and along the tower, it gives it just a very round feeling to it. So we're not going to mix any mossy in right now. We're just going to place all stone bricks down just to keep it simple. And you know, instead of doing the walls for now, we're just going to do stone brick, and I can come back around and get the corners with the walls. But the way I'm thinking we're going to do this is maybe in kind of a T shape is kind of a cool idea I think would work out for this guy. And we want to make sure we have 7 blocks. No, we want it to be 9, because we want a block in the middle and then a 3x3 here. So we want to extend that guy out 1, and that should give us a 3x3 area here and a 3x3 area right there. So something I've always thought about when I'm building buildings is the best way to kind of plan these guys out is just use rectangles and squares. It definitely works the best, and you just build kind of the template around it, and then you can come back around later and add rounded walls or certain features that you want to, but it definitely helps just sticking with rectangles and squares. And the way I did this originally is that there was a little wall right here, and I just added this guy off to the side here, and then you just get rid of the walls in the middle. But what I'm thinking right now is this is going to go up 5 blocks, this stone brick wall, and then we can have almost like a little overhang coming right here, and the archery range should go right along here, and then we add maybe a tiny little like tower slash other thing, and this can go underground to something that we can figure out what to put there later. I honestly don't know what we could put down there, but I think it would be cool just to have that there, and then we can figure out its use later. But I'm gonna get these walls built up and kind of get some windows dug out. So just to give you guys a little bit of an idea what I mean by it's smart just to build a template at the beginning and then build up your walls, is we started just with this right here. Very sharp corners, nothing really done to the walls, and then I built up a few walls right here, and as you can see, it's pretty detailed. There's a little bit more work to be done on this side, but I'm really liking how this thing came out, and I really like how I use full glass blocks in the middle right here and then some panes right here. It really gives the window kind of a little bit of a round look to it, like it should be like that. And we're also going to be doing kind of something a little bit interesting that I have not done before, is we're going to do a circular style window up here on the second floor, which I think could come out pretty cool looking. But I'm gonna get the rest of these walls built up and kind of get this first floor all finished, but we should have enough room for plenty of maps, because this whole back wall is pretty much going to be maps, same with this one, and then we'll have room right here and room right here. So we should be able to get like 6 or 7 maps in, and we're also going to have a second floor. Now, trust me, it might look like there's a lot going on here, but I think once we get the roof thrown on, it'll really clean this building up. But yeah, I kind of went with the stone brick fading into a diorite and polished diorite look, which I really like. And I think it'll look a lot better when we have a full spruce roof on it. And we kind of just went with this roof design, which we did on the barn, and we did, oh no, we didn't do it right there. We did it on the barn, and it's going to kind of look like this on the front side too. But it is time to shreep. Now, the only thing that might look a little weird is the interior once we get all the maps placed in. So we may actually have to make this thing smaller and put a second wall on the inside. So really the walls will be 2 blocks thick, but it might really help the interior, since this is going to look very odd having the diorite poking through. But I got the round window kind of formed out right here, and that's how it's going to look. I got to figure out what trapdoors I'm going to use for the edges just to make it look a little bit more round. And we also have to get 1 block more of diorite on there just to make it a little bit taller, and then I'm going to get started on the spruce roof. But I don't know for sure if we have enough glass to actually make that window. So we have 25 right there, which is fine. And we have 5 right here. Yeah, so we're going to need 8 to do that. We need 9 to do that. So I got to get a little bit more white dye made up and those glass blocks, and I'm going to get this last block put on the top, and I think I'm going to get started on putting the roof. Now, just like that, this thing is for the most part all finished up here, and I really like how it turned out. Not the easiest build ever, just because I had to blend the diorite to the stone brick, and they have totally different textures. But with that being said, I'm happy I did it, because the original plan, I was not going to do it at all. I was actually just going to have a straight line, and then the brick was going to be the second floor. But I'm happy I stuck with diorite here, because it is something a little different. We haven't done it in the village yet, but it still has a pretty industrial look. Besides that, the interior has nothing done to it. I placed down a few torches because a creeper spawned in here earlier, and it almost blew up this back wall over here. So yeah, I had to get these guys placed in. But if we take a step back, this thing definitely looks really cool from back here. I can't wait to throw some shaders on to see this guy. There's a few more detailing bits we might need to do, but for now, I would say it's pretty finished up here. Also, one last thing, that round window, we are definitely going to be popping those guys kind of around different buildings that we build from now on, because I do really like how that thing turned out. And the best part is that birch doesn't even blend well with the diorite, but I really like how it just adds a little bit more color up there. But normally we wouldn't be doing that. Normally we would use, like, let's say wood or something, and it blends a lot better if you just use spruce with spruce trapdoors. But this definitely fits very well. Now, a step even further back, we definitely need to get some trees built in and some more greenery. I mean, it's very green, but just taller things, because that building stands out a lot, and same with the storage room building. They're both standing out a lot, but they look really cool having them right next to each other. Having that diorite and granite, it just looks awesome. But I think we should get started on working on the interior, because we want to get the first set of maps built up very quickly here because we built this building, so it's one more thing that's going to be on the map, and I really thought it would have been cool if I did maps from right when we started this place, but I didn't have the resources to do it. So let's get this interior built up. So I'm just over in the birch forest collecting up a few stacks of this birch wood because I think we're going to use a lot of it on the interior of this build. But it's so nice. Since I came over here to collect a bunch of leaves for all the custom trees, we just have a bunch of logs laying out here, and it makes it nice and easy to collect this stuff up. So it's perfect. I'm going to try to get up to like 2 to 3 stacks is what I'm thinking here. And if we can silk touch the mushroom blocks, not the red ones, but wherever the brown ones are. I don't know if there's any around here. I want to silk touch those guys too if we can, and put those on the walls along with the birch. And maybe a few bits of bookshelves might look pretty cool in there. So I got roughly, I think, all the items we are going to need for this interior. And I think what we're going to start off with doing is actually getting the item frames placed down, just so we get an idea of how many of these maps are going to be able to fit in here. So we should be able to get 3 just in this corner alone, and then we still have this entire back wall right here and this wall right here. So let's just say we can do one right about there. I was actually thinking maybe we can put a fireplace right there. Yeah, I think that's what we're actually going to do. So let me get rid of these real quick. All right, so let's just imagine there is a fireplace right there, and we could probably do something like this, and we can just do a gap in between each one of just 1 block, and we can have some stripped birch kind of running through there. It might be a pretty cool look. And then, all right, so we're out of item frames there, but let's just act as if one's there, just like we're acting if the fireplace is here. And then we want to take this birch log right here and just build up, and maybe we can reach out if we jump down. Perfect. Let's go up like this, and we are going to be stripping this stuff down. Did I misplace that one? Yes, I did. So let's just strip this stuff all the way down, and it should look pretty cool is what I'm thinking here. And then maybe we can actually bring in some spruce stairs and do this on the underside, just like that. So this little corner is all finished up, and for now it's going to look a little ugly having the stone brick showing behind it, but you got to remember when you put a map in these guys, it takes up the entire block. So once this is all finished up, it will all be pretty seamless and look really nice. But I think for the top right here, we're going to kind of do the same look, and we can actually use slabs for this guy, and we want to make the roof a little bit lower. It doesn't need to go all the way up there. And just keep that in mind, guys, when you're building something. I mean, I'm no build teacher when it comes to Minecraft, but you don't need to use all the space that you have. So I would say this is going to work right here, and we need to figure out what we're going to do. So maybe we can actually put a cartographer table right there, and then put a lantern on it just to split up the room a little bit, and we can see the maps from right here, which should work actually pretty well. And then for the floor, I haven't really decided what I want to use. I wanted to use blackstone, but I think that might not look too good up against birchwood because it's going to be pretty bright. And then the maps are mainly going to be green because we are in a forest. So this is what I got done so far, and I got it all figured out. And I used the bookshelves actually on the bottom instead of using stairs on all of them. And I think it gives it a pretty cool look, but I think I'm going to actually get some more bookshelves made so we can do them along the top. But something I noticed that we have to be careful about is that up here, the windows are right at floor level, which I don't mind that much. But this birch is going to be sticking through. Actually, you know what? I think we can get rid of that guy for the second floor. And I don't know what I'm going to do up here. We might do more maps, or we might actually do some villagers up here. But besides that, I think I'm actually going to get started on doing the fireplace right here. And these things actually aren't the hardest things in the world to do. So we just kind of want to randomize between bricks and granite, how we've been doing, like actually for the storage room over there, which should give it a pretty cool look. We can bring this one up one higher than this side, and on this side, let's do a stair like that, and then maybe something like that, and a slab, and then let's bring this up a few more blocks, and we want it not to be too crazy big because then it might look a little unproportional for the inside. So I just got all our compasses crafted up that we're gonna need for these maps, which is actually kind of expensive because 9 times 4 is not a low number. So there we go. We got 9 locator maps now, or not locator. I think these are just normal maps. And so now we actually got to go run around and get all these maps kind of loaded in. But first I'll show you how the interior turned out here. So I ended up using red wool for the floor, which I actually really like. It's a little bright, but I do like the look of it. Kind of gives it more of a comforting look. And then we have enough for 6 3x3 maps, which should be plenty. I mean, I'm not thinking we're going to do these pretty often. I would say probably every like 20 episodes, but we'll just start this one on episode 9. But also, I'm not the greatest at making fireplaces. I think this turned out all right. I wanted to just stick out a few more blocks, but then it would make it a little tough to get into this back corner. And I think our first map is going to go right here is what I'm thinking. So I'm going to go head out and get all these maps loaded in. Our first map we should probably start with right here. So let's hit this one, and you know what? That actually fills up a lot of the map. So then we got to go this direction, and let's do our next map over here. So this one should be centered up is what I'm thinking. This should be dead center of the 3x3 of maps. Map number 2 is loaded in, and then I think we're going to head in the direction towards the swamp, and this should only be one over and then one more over from there, and that should be the top 4 ones. Map 3 is loaded in, but I actually got to run over this way just a tad bit to get the rest of the corner all loaded in, and we should be in the right spot for map number 4 to load in. So let's hit this one right here, and that is perfect. I got to go a little bit this way to get that other corner loaded in, and this should be the 5th map right there, and that is perfect. I got to go in that direction a little bit, but it is time to shreep, and this should be the last one out of all 9 maps right here. Perfect. So we just got to get that corner loaded in like the other ones. And now that the corner is all loaded in, we can actually head back over to the map building and get these guys all locked in so they don't update at all, and we can place them all in. So this should be pretty easy to do. All we have to do is throw some glass down here and just go through. And I don't know if it matters if we do it in order, so we can do that one, then that one. I just got to go along with all these really, really simple tasks to do. And I don't think we can put them back through if they're already locked. Perfect, so we won't waste any glass. All the maps are all figured out, and that took me a lot longer than it should have, but it's so weird. It felt like we had so much built in our village, which I would say we do, but once you put it on a map this big, it really makes you realize it's like we haven't done that much in this world. I mean, we are only on episode 9, but it's just odd. Like we have a building right there, there, and then we have our mine is that one, which a lot of it's underground. There's a few things done down there. We have our sugarcane field, and then our skelly spawner should be that little blob of gray right there on the coastline. And yeah, I mean, we can actually get this planned out a little bit more now that we have these in of how I want the city to go. But yeah, I think this looks awesome, and I think it's going to look 1,000 times better once we have all of these maps placed in here and just cover the walls and maps. And I'm thinking we can maybe put some villagers in here because we have the cartographer tables. We have a few of them in here. We just have to make it safer so villagers can't get out and zombies can't get in. So I just added a little bit more of the finishing touches to this building, and that's adding the chimneys over here, which we've been doing, and I would say about 75% of the builds we've been doing. Like on the windmill, no point to put a chimney on it. I mean, we're not gonna have a fireplace in there. Brewing station, I could have done one, but it is a smaller building and I preferred not to, just because we have so many chimneys already. But some advice for building, whether you guys want to take it or not take it, is take your time, guys. On building this thing, I really took my time. I probably have like 3.5, 4 hours into this building, which seems crazy, but I mean, I really like to get things perfect, and I'm kind of a stickler when it comes to fading things right. Like especially right here, it's not the best fading. It's one of the first times I've faded from a block like stone to diorite, so I am proud of it. But guys, just take your time on these builds. It really will help you out in the long run. But with that being said, it is pretty late at night right now, so I think I'm done recording for the day. But one thing I did is I transferred over some of the clips from today and started editing them just to see how the audio quality is going with the new mic. And guys, it is insane how much it can make a difference having a really high quality mic versus a $30 mic that I just picked up from the nearest Best Buy. But one last thing before we call it for the night is check this out, guys. We have 2 baby villagers in here. We can't see, okay, there you can barely see the second one bouncing around, but yeah, I'm super excited to have these villagers finally. Now, I don't love to AFK in this world because some things can go a little wrong. I've had some bad experiences with AFKing in worlds, but I think I'm going to take my chances and I'm going to AFK here so we can have some villagers by tomorrow morning. So hopefully we can get ourselves built up in Iron Farm, but I'm going to cross my fingers because I don't know for sure if we're going to get enough villagers. But guys, with that being said, I will see you in the morning. And it is now the morning, and I think we have a ton of villagers in here. Yes, we do. Look at that, guys. That's got to be like 10 to 12 villagers easily. So I blocked off the staircase. Let's hop out of here. And of course, it's nighttime. It's always nighttime, and it's raining. Even better. So let's actually run over to our bed so we can sleep the night away. Morning. Now we just got to jump out here. Look how foggy it looks. Oh, you know why? Okay, like if we go to video settings, we got to put this back up to 22. Yeah, I had that guy turned down overnight just so my computer wouldn't get too hot. Not that it's actually like a big deal or anything, or that it would get too hot, but it gets pretty loud when you leave it running for a long time. So let's actually kill off as many of these guys as we can. We don't really need the bones, but we got to kill that guy off. We do not want him blowing up any of our builds. These guys are now fighting. Oh, that's not good. Okay, we're down to 2.5 hearts. That's not good. That is not good. Not again. Are you kidding me? Another creeper just walked up and blew up some more land. It just missed the building here though, which is sweet. But now we got to get all this filled in also. And these are the last blocks to get placed in, and this place is all fixed up, but now the grass just needs to grow back because it looks a little odd having a big dirt patch. 2 more skeletons to take out here. Let's hit this guy and let's run over here. Let's try not to get caught on fire by this one. Can he catch us on fire? I don't think he can. I think it only works with zombies. Since that was a full night of AFKing, we should probably come over here and hit the switch on our sugarcane farm. I mean, might as well, because then we're going to get tons of sugarcane from this, which is pretty sweet. Like I said in last episode, we get like 7 to 8 stacks worth of sugarcane, maybe even more from each harvest. And I'm gonna actually flip this off so it doesn't go back and forth for too long here. But moving on with today's episode, I think we're actually gonna go venture out into the ocean, not really to do any adventuring, but I want to get ourselves set up with a platform just kind of in a deep ocean, because I want to get almost like a little industrial district area set up where we can do all our AFK farms just totally out of the way, because most of them don't look very good when they're all set up. So I got ourselves a bunch of stone here, and we're going to craft all this actually into slabs, because we're going to build this platform out of slabs so nothing can spawn on it. And we're just going to go out into the ocean, so I got to get a boat, and I'm going to have to sweep away the night real quick, so I'll see you guys in the morning. So we want to be out in a deep ocean to make sure caves don't affect any of our farms, especially when it comes to the mob farm. And I'm thinking if we go in this direction, it's a pretty open ocean, and we can be in between the village and these mountains right here, which should be pretty nice. So we're going to be using smooth stone for this platform, and I brought some glass too in case we want to build up a few walls, put our nether portal down, and maybe a bed and a crafting table, so it's just prepared for when we come out here to build our farms. But first, let's actually stop by these ruins real quick and see if we can find anything good. I'm already seeing a chest right there, so we got to hop up and get that guy, and we also got to watch out for these drowned. Come on, no, I don't want to get caught. Okay, yeah, you know, you can stay in the boat. I'm fine with him being in the boat. We can get this guy. We got a buried treasure map. Besides that, I'll take the coal, but I'm not going to take the wheat. I don't really see a big need for it. And there should be a chest in this one too. Yes, there is. And I'll take the coal. What's the... Oh, a mending fishing rod. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That is so good to have. And there's another one down here. We'll take all the coal. Good to have. So we're already up to almost... Or we're already over a full stack of coal, which is pretty awesome. And let's see where this buried treasure map is. So it's in this direction. So you know what? I think we should go check this guy out. So it seems like it's just on the shoreline right over here, right over by the dark oak forest. So hopefully we just have to dig down a few blocks and we can find this chest. So we're just going to try and align ourselves up perfectly on this X. But something I did notice, I would say that's pretty good right there. Yeah, that's perfect. Look how cool that mountain looks over there. That looks impressive. That is just awesome terrain generation for not being the mountain update. And the chest is right there. Perfect. All right, so we got a heart of the sea, some cooked salmon. I'm not going to take that. I will definitely be taking the iron because we are in need of iron. And we can just leave the rest and we'll just break that chest so everything else despawns. But let's go find a solid spot to build this platform. So we're actually not as far from base as I thought we were going to go. I thought we were going to go like 2,000 blocks away, I would say, maybe 1,000. But yeah, no, we're a lot closer than I thought we were going to be just because there's a lot of open ocean right here. And I don't know if the lukewarm ocean will affect anything, but I do want to get a platform built just real quick so I can sleep through night. Morning, and now it's time to actually get our platform completely built up here. So we'll just start with a little 3x3, and we got to actually turn all of this into slabs, which should be pretty easy. We have tons of this stuff, so let's just craft that much, or that should be good for now, and we can just kind of keep crafting them as we're going because we don't have the most inventory space at the moment. So yeah, we definitely want to place these guys down and then keep crafting them. But while I get this thing built up, I think we should throw this into a pretty quick time lapse. As you guys could probably tell during the time lapse, I was planning on making this platform a lot bigger until I realized I did not have enough blocks to do that. I had enough to probably make one or like two of these side by side, but then I realized it's probably a smart idea just to wait on that until we get the farms actually built up themselves, and then we can expand the platform out, because we don't want to go too big and then the farms just don't look right on it, and then we just have to break the whole thing down. Going back to what I was saying about the house that we built earlier in the episode. But one final thing to finish off the episode, I think we should jump in the Nether real quick and just see what the spawn is. Hopefully it's not terrible. I'm like begging we don't get killed, because that's gonna really suck. Okay, and we are still in a basalt delta, and we are lagging really hard for some reason. All right, yeah, so we're still in a basalt delta and we're lagging. What is up with this lag right now? Honestly, I have no clue on what was causing the lag, but I just relogged onto Minecraft and it's perfectly fine now. I don't know what that was, but yeah, of course we spawn in a basalt delta on the other side of the portal. Like, couldn't be any worse. We're already like that in our normal portal, and we're like that in this one. But hopefully when we do some more exploring around this portal, hopefully there is a few more biomes that include in the Nether. But I did end up taking a lot more time on building up that house, and you know what, I'm kind of happy we got this platform done, because next episode we are 100% going to be building an iron farm out here. I just got to figure out the best way to get the villagers back out here, since we're technically closer to the original village than we are even to our place. But thank you guys very much for watching today's episode, and I will see you in the next one.